Hello, today we're going to review Tsukasa Tenma's Nendoroid. So let's open it up. Alright, now he's unboxed, so here he is. He does have the basic parts of just down arms. His shoulder posability is a little limited, and you're going to want to be careful with that. But that's to be expected with something like that on there. It does surprisingly work pretty well without looking too funky. You just can't really do that with his arm unless you do that. And it's a typical execution. Now, last Nendoroid I got was Ultimate Madoka's rerun and Amika last year. So I haven't experienced the new neck joint that's like, it's actually really show on camera, but here, that's one. It doesn't go up and down like most old ones do. It turns at an angle. You see the lines are there, so it doesn't do the up and down that they typically do. It's like at an angle, so his neck goes like that instead of just up and down. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I might actually change his neck joint if I don't care for it. Yeah, I don't have him on this stand because I actually have his bonus stand. So I'm gonna put him on that. Now I'm gonna change him into his other arm parts. Now here's him and his other arm parts and his smirk face. Let me just zoom in on it. Pretty sure all of his faces are ones that are also on some of his emojis. I know his last one is his wing key. I think does it in a few, and especially his cards and his standard open on showing his teeth. That's where Tsukasa most hurt. Yeah. Has his little bent arms. He can hold his flag in this one, which is tiny, and I understand people being upset of it, but the thing is that Nendoroids are just not good with flags to begin with, unfortunately. So you kinda had to flags now, because if you look at like Jolter and them from Fate who have flags, they have a lot of issues because of it, and they have kind of the long hair to support it. He does not have anything but his Nendoroid stand to support him, so I can kind of understand them kind of backing on it. It's a thing with if you don't post figures and stuff, you're not gonna realize how there is kind of a reason for it. They could have made it fabric, I guess, but I don't know. I got him from Good Smell really cheap to begin with, so I kind of am not as mad that he doesn't have parts. Honestly, I would have at least liked if he came with the bunny plushie. I honestly would have preferred that over flag, but I get why we get the flag because it's in his stock art. But I would have preferred the bunny. Now I'm gonna switch over to his last face real quick. And there's his last face, his shocked one. I can honestly see this faceplate of his being used a lot with Nendoroids, because it's also a pattern of this face that isn't just attached to a Miku or anything. So it should actually fit newer Nendoroids. The eyebrows being blonde, you can kind of get away with a little more characters. Yeah, that's his shocked face. The tormented little star. Kind of don't have much else to say about his Nendoroid. It honestly is a bear Nendoroid, but I kind of just want to, because he's one of my favorite characters. There's just not a lot to go off. I do find it interesting that they didn't make the Nendoroids until their second unit base outfits. But personally, I'm glad, 'cause I don't really like his first outfit at all. I think this one actually is more in character and looks more like a troop leader. That one kind of felt like they just dressed him as an idol for making sure he'd sell. I don't know. I never just felt like the first one was really him as much as it was just for the sake of making sure the only male leader sold. This one feels a lot more like his character. The little vest, the blue and the yellows. And I unfortunately don't have the newer Kaito, but people have kind of pointed out he does kind of resemble Kaito's V3 look a bit, which is kind of another neat feature. But I will show more. Like you can see, he has, if it will focus, the little star studs. That's on the little buttons, the little brooch, and the little star there. Now it ties in the back. The way it folds there. This was kind of one I was curious how well it would look, but it is kind of nice no matter where you move his arm. You just have that limitation, but you're kind of always going to have limitations with some anime outfits or even just hair. And his hair, he was good, but I wasn't too worried about that because there is just a lot of characters that have even fancier hair than his. Like, it's not the most common hair color choice, but it is also not that uncommon that it's probably the easiest thing that they're used to doing. But yeah, that's my reviews, Tsukasa. I have custom parts that I'm going to use for him. It's just there's no point in using them in this video, so bye.